What's up, gamers? This is Glenn again with another video for you. This time, this is going to be an all SHMUPS video. So these are most of my SHMUPS. I don't know, I didn't pull out everything. I still got some Nintendo SHMUPS and maybe some other SHMUPS here and there that I didn't pull out. But as you can see, I got quite a bit of SHMUPS here. So this might be a two-parter. You know, I'm just going to start talking, you know, about my SHMUPS. You know, just maybe talk about a few of them, why I like them, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and see how we go there, you know. So I'm going to start out with my Genesis SHMUPS. And the reason why I'm going to talk about the Genesis SHMUPS first is because, you know, outside of Gradius, I mean, Gradius, if we're going back, you know, I'm talking about the SHMUPS that I really was into. Gradius was the one that really got me into it deep, you know what I mean? So, but, or exposed me to real SHMUPS. And then when I got the Genesis, or when I should say my brother bought a Genesis, he basically bought 3 games. So these 3 games wasn't the hottest games, you know what I mean, at the time, but they were games that got me into the 16-bit era SHMUPS. And that first one was Battle Squadron. So now, this Battle Squadron, we played a lot of this Battle Squadron, boy. We put a lot of hours in this. And it's not the best of the SHMUPS, you know what I mean? And even when we had it back then, we knew it too, you know. But this was just us, you know, trying to get exposed to the new 16-bit Genesis that was out, you know, the new system that was out. And now that I look back at this now, seeing that this is a EA game, I don't even know if EA even put out any more SHMUPS after this. And again, talking about SHMUPS, I'm going to go between SHMUPS, STGs, and shooters. And space shooters basically is what we knew them as back in the day. So I might end up just saying shooters instead of SHMUPS. But anyway, this shooter here, we put a lot of time in this, boy. This was pretty fun, man. Battle Squadron. Now the other one here, I'm gonna get into. I'll talk about a little bit. Is Whip Rush. Now Whip Rush was another one. Now this is one of those renovation games, and I got a few renovation games here that I'm gonna probably, you know, you're gonna be able to check out and stuff. But Whip Rush was another one. Like I said, it really wasn't, you know, one of the high-end games, you know. But at the time, you know, we were pretty much trying to get what we could afford. You know what I mean? Just to get exposure to the new 16-bit stuff. So Whip Rush, and by the way, I'm talking about the ones that I beat, since I'm documenting all this, and the ones that I didn't beat. Never beat, but I might have beat Battle Squadron. I don't know, it's been so long, I don't know about that. But Whip Rush, I know for sure, I never beat Whip Rush. So that's still on my list to beat, you know. And I probably won't go into if they're complete or not, stuff like that, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of talking about my SHMUPS, but for the most part, most of them are pretty complete. But anyway, that's Whip Rush. And then the next one is Hellfire. So Hellfire was the next one. So these were like the main 3 on the Genesis when we first got exposed to the Genesis that we were playing. And then this one, it's actually pretty complete too. But Hellfire, man, this one, another one that, you know, because I think even that back in the day, because remember we talking about the early 90s now. So, you know, I'm kind of trying to recall if I did beat it or not. I remember it was very, very hard. I know that for a fact. And I know at the time, too, we used to have, like, those rapid fire controllers, you know, and those slow-mo controllers. Slow-mo controllers was the ones you needed for these. But I still don't think that I beat Hellfire. So, you know, so this might be on, this is on, but I always thought it was a good game, though. Don't get me wrong. Whip Rush and Hellfire, I thought were very good games. I didn't think they were maybe like top-tier SHMUPS, but I always thought they were really good games to have, you know. So I'm happy to have those in the collection because they bring back good memories too, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about those. So now next, I'm going to talk about these Genesis games. Now these Genesis games, the first couple that I'm going to show was when I first bought my Genesis. So, you know, so I remember this was back probably about 90, 91. You know, that was my birthday gift. You know, I wanted that Genesis. And I knew the two SHMUPS that I wanted, you know, because when my brother bought his Genesis, he bought his in 89. So I know I bought mine in 90. But I knew the two SHMUPS that I wanted. And the two SHMUPS that I wanted, I already had them picked out too, boy. And that was Raiden Trad and Soul Beast. Soul Beast. Let's talk about Soul Beast first. Because Soul Beast, remember reason why I like this one, like, because back then you got to think about it, you know, you didn't have the internet. So you couldn't go out there and see how good these games were or not, you know. So you basically had to just go on the pictures. And Soul Beast had some very good graphics on them, you know what I mean? This was an expensive game at the time. This was more expensive than Raiden Trad. It was like a little bit up there, you know. And who made this? Another renovation game, by the way. So this is a renovation game. But I looked at it and I saw the graphics. I said, yeah, this is something I like here. So I bought this one, and I liked it. You know, I thought the graphics were good. It wasn't the best game, no. This one I know I beat, you know. This was, like I said, this was a fun game, you know. So that one I know I beat, like I said. So, but now, Raiden, I was playing in the arcade too. So when this came out, I knew that I wanted to buy this one. So Raiden was the one. I put a lot of time in this one. So, and this is it. And two, I keep a lot of my, so y'all know why my manual is upside down to keep the edges from getting damaged. I just put it on the reverse side. And this was, I picked this up from another one of a SHMUP shooter, a really good dude who does his like that. So I started doing mine like that too, to keep the edges from fraying. But you can see, I mean, this one I had back in the day too. So this is, what, almost 30 years old, or, you know, 27 years old, or whatever that is. Because I had this one back in the day. The other one I sold to Soul Beast and rebought it back. But this is my original copy from back in the day. And it's almost mint. I mean, I take care of my games. I took care of them back then, too. So, but anyway, this one was another one that I like. So, now, going into this next one here, this one, is when I used to go to the Mall of America. So the Mall of America had electronic boutiques. Was it electronic? Or EB Games or whatever it was back then, with electronic boutiques or Babbage's or something like that. But I got to know the system manager, and he recommended this one to me. And of course, I'm going to have this name. I always called it Gyrus. But I hear a lot of people call it Gyres or something like that, but I always call it the Gyrus. So for the sake of what I'm used to calling it, I'm calling it Gyrus. And Gyrus was a very fun game, like I said, and this was based on a recommendation too. And this is my original copy. I had this copy since back in the day too. And man, because what sold me on it when he was telling me about it, he said, you're going to really like this game if you like shoot 'em ups, because you fight these big bosses. You know, and when he said that, I said, and I looked at the back of the box. I don't know if you can see those, you know, you can see the back of the box, but it got like, you fight death, and which was a good boss, by the way. And, you know, it was good, and it was a long game. So I'll probably say out of all of these games, Raiden and this one started bringing me up, you know, on like, man, yeah, these SHMUPS here that I see they starting to get better now. So this one was definitely the one. So, you know, that Raiden, and Gary's was another one. Now, this one here, let's take a look. Biohazard. Biohazard was another one of those mediocre type ones, you know, that, you know, you figured that it was all right. You know, they're like, you know, okay, it's all right. So I ain't going to talk too much about that one. I mean, you know, it's all right. But did I beat it? I don't think so. I don't think I beat that yet. So, let's see what else we got here. Viewpoint. Now, Viewpoint, I'm really surprised that this one ain't going for much more. Now, this one happens to be done on 3 different versions from what I'm understanding. I mean, I know because I got it on the MVS for the Neo Geo, and that's where it came out of, because it's a Sammy game, and Sammy is a Neo Geo company, I believe. And then I got it on this, and I recently got it, I think it was in one of my pickup videos, I think just recently I picked it up for the PlayStation. and it's a long box version. I'll get around to it. Actually, matter of fact, here I'll show it right here since I'm talking about them. There it is right there. So this is the long box version. Now, as far as the graphics go, of course, the MVS for the Neo one is the better one. Then this one actually looks really good. It's really crisp and sharp. It's really good. And then this one, of course. But now, the only thing about this viewpoint I'll say is that I didn't beat this one, and I didn't beat the PlayStation one, but I did beat the MVS one because I had that one the longest. So just to let you know, I did beat that game. Let's see what else we got here. Now, this is Aero Blaster, so we're probably getting into a couple. I don't have that many Japanese games, you know, but here is Aero Blasters here. And this one, I forgot the name of it in the U.S., but you know, it's a decent shooter, you know. So like that, and I know I didn't beat this one yet either. I haven't had time to really get into this one the way I like to, but I haven't beat that one. Another Japanese one here is Curse. So and these are the Mega Drive games. So you know, the Mega Drive. This is another one. It's all right. I mean, the graphics are all right on this one too. I wouldn't say it's a high level game, but I say it's still all right. And I haven't beat this one either, so I know that. And it's kind of interesting to talk about the ones I've beaten I haven't beat, so I'll know myself that you can probably see that I haven't beat a lot of these games. Vapor Trail. So I'm going to talk about Vapor Trail a little bit because another renovation game, by the way. So, you know, renovation is the good maker of SHMUP that I found out, you know, which is another good game. And, of course, I'm going to have to give a shout-out to my man, Deathon Gamer, for turning me on. I think he wanted this game, too. And I ended up getting it. I got a good deal on it. So, but anyway, Vapor Trail, very good game. And I haven't beaten it yet either, so I'm going to have to put some time into that one, too. Let's see what else we got here. Sagaya. So now, Sagaya go back with me. This was one of the early SHMUPs I bought probably around the time right after Battle Squadron or Raiden, and when I was buying my games, and I saw this one on the shelf. You know, I didn't think much about it at the time. I didn't know much about it. I was like, yeah, you know, it's all right. You know, now I see that it got up in price, too. And, too, knowing that it's part of the Darius series, which I didn't know back then that it was part of the Darius series, but this is part of the Darius series, too. And I think that's why it's so popular now and up in price. But haven't beat this game either. And this is a title game, too, so everybody know how title games are. So this... You know, I'll probably get back into it. I mean, you know, this is all right. The other title games, which I'll probably get into a little bit later, like the Saturn and the PlayStation, you know, based off of these, those I thought were a lot better. This one I didn't think that was all that great, so that's why I kind of left that one aside. Now, this one here, which is another so-so SHMUP, Subterranean. So now, but this Subterranean, I got another copy of this, and the reason why I'm showing this one, and I got some of these I got doubles of, a lot of them I got doubles of, as a matter of fact, but I'm showing this one because this one is still sealed. And this is the only sealed Genesis game I got. I figured, you know, it would be nice to have a SHMUP that's sealed, and this one really wasn't that expensive, so I figured why not, you know, just to kind of remind me of what the sealed copies looked like back in the day. So that's a sealed copy of Subterranean. So next, what I'm going to do here is I'm still on the Genesis games here, but I'm going to get into the repros. So now these games, and the reason why I got these as repros is because pretty much they're so expensive that it's like no way I was going to be able to get them. And like for me, do I care if I had originals? Of course I would like to have originals, but for me, I want to play the game. So if I can find a way to play the game, I'm going to play the game. And so I'll talk about the cards first. So the cards I have, the first one here, which is an excellent game. If anyone doesn't know anything about this one, this Eliminate Down. Now, this Eliminate Down, like I said, it's a repro, but it has the Mega Drive shape. So now, if anybody doesn't know how to play Mega Drive games on the US system, I'm going to explain it to you right now. All you need to do is buy Sega Dream Genesis version 3. You get the version 3, which is that mini one. I got it over there out of the camera shop, but I could show it to you. But it basically, it'll fit because it's not shaped like the version 1 and the version 2 has the US shape. If I could show you the difference here right fast. Here, I'll show you the difference right fast with this biohazard. So if you can see the shapes, you know, here, maybe I'll get in a little bit. I don't know how tight that'll be. But anyway, you can see the shapes are different. This is more rounded here. This has got a round and then a sharp corner. And that's how they fit into the system. But the version 1 and the 2, the US versions will use these. The version 3 will fit this as well as this. So that's why how I play my even my official Mega Drive games. I use that version 3 system to play those. So that's how I play that. But this Eliminate Down, very, very good game. Very, very expensive game. The next one, which is a very, did I beat this yet? No, I did not. But this is a good game. It's hard too. But it's fun. The graphics are really nice. Typical Genesis, when they got good game, good graphics, good gameplay, this is top tier. So if I had to say, like, any of the top tier ones, I got to put Raiden Trad up there. I like Raiden Trad. I think Raiden Trad, it didn't have a good boom like the arcade, like a boom explosion, but I like Raiden. So I'm going to put Raiden as a top tier. This is a top tier. Gary's as a top tier. I'm going to say Gary's as a top tier too. You know, so I really like those. But the next one, this one also I say is top tier too. This one here is Glay Lancer. Glay Lancer I did beat, you know, beat it several times because it's so good once you get into it, man. I mean, the power-ups are good. It's just a fun game, man. And this is pretty pricey too, so you can buy this as a repo. I highly recommend it. This is definitely top tier. What else we got here? This one is boy, my mind is blanking out now. But Fantasy Zone, Super Fantasy Zone. So this one I didn't beat yet, but I didn't really put a lot of time in. I got this not too long ago, and this is a repro too. But I figure it's a good one. You know, a lot of times I hear people talking about Fantasy Zone and stuff like that, and it's a good one too. Top tier? I don't think so, but it's still all right. What else we got here? Slapshot. Slapshot was kind of a surprise for me. It's pretty expensive too, but Slapshot is kind of hard to describe this one. This kind of got a gameplay to me like Alpha Mission. So if you play Alpha Mission or Alpha Mission 2 for the Neo, it's kind of like that to me. And I like it. It's a pretty fun game. Alpha Mission and Astro Warriors. If you play Astro Warriors for the Sega Saturn, that's what it kind of reminds me of. So pretty fun game. You know, I like that too. Now here are some boxed repros. So this is Veritex. Oh, and Slapshot I haven't beat, by the way. So no, I haven't beat that one. Veritex recently got that. I haven't put a lot of time in this one, but Veritex is another one that didn't come out in the U.S., by the way, and all these other ones that I showed, repro, didn't come out in the U.S. either. But this one, it's all right. I mean, for the little bit that I played with it, it's all right. But I just bought it because it didn't come out in the U.S. and I figured, you know, I'll put some time in it and see how I like it. You know, that's how I ended up doing that. The next one is just a boxed, and it's a repro too. But you know, I like this game so much I wanted to complete one. But it's a repro. It's Eliminate Down, and but this one didn't have a manual in it though. But anyway, very good game. Like it. Here's another good game too that's expensive and very hard to come by too, and that just came out for the Mega Drive. But this is Twinkle Tales. So Twinkle Tales is another kind of like a shoot 'em up, you know, with a witch running around shooting. So you know, she's all right. This one's all right too. So no complaints about that one, I guess. What else we got here? Oh, and the complete Glay Lancer. I'm pretty sure this one is complete if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and this is a repro too, but very nice. I thought this was a very nice game to have. I wanted it complete. Like I say, this is one of my top tier games, so that's the reason why I kind of left out one there. So, but anyway, let me see here. I thought I had some more. Oh, I do. Okay, I was gonna say I know I had some more Genesis games. Let's talk about probably the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is going to be, I'll move these back. It's going to be the Thunder Force series. So now the Thunder Force series was another one that I had initially starting out. I mean, you know, because Thunder Force was pretty high. I think Thunder Force 2 was even one of their launch titles, you know. So Thunder Force 2 I always thought was okay. I mean, it's all right game. I'm not going to knock it at all. So, I mean, and this one is complete. I ended up throughout the course of the year having to get rid of it. So then I finally got an opportunity to get another complete one. So I ended up keeping that one. And then Thunder Force 3 I thought was really good. This was one of my favorite ones too. Oh, have I beat Thunder Force 2? No. Thunder Force 3, have I beat? No. But and this one's supposed to be pretty easy. I mean, I haven't put the time in, you know, to really just finish it off, you know, because like I said, I got a lot of shooters, but that one is complete too. And I do like it. So, you know, it's a pretty good one to add too. Thunder Force 4 or Lightning Force is another one here that I didn't beat. But I like the graphics on it. I thought it was still in the line of the Thunder Force series. It looked really good. I really liked it. So this one I think is just missing the manual. I think it's some codes in there, but it's just missing manual. But good game though. I like the Thunder Force series, so I highly recommend the Thunder Force series to everybody. But that was it on the Genesis, and I figured since I was talking Thunder Force, I'm going to finish Thunder Force on out with Thunder Force 5. That's Thunder Force 5 for the PlayStation. This one I haven't beaten either. It got more into like a 3D feel. I think graphics were very nice on this. I really like this game. So, I mean, but once you start getting into PlayStation, you will see PlayStation really started dropping bombs when it came to SHMUPS, you know. But I just figured I'm going to get into my PlayStation games. I got some nice ones on that one too, but I figured I'd finish the series off with this one, Thunder Force 5. And Thunder Force 6 for the PS2. This one I haven't beaten yet either. I heard it was pretty simple, pretty easy to beat. But when I got into it, you know, you got to get all the mechanics down. And I just haven't put the time into it. But I liked it. I liked it when it first came out, so I bought it. You know, a lot of people don't like that 3D look. And for me, I don't care about the 3D look. If it looks good to me and I like the gameplay, it's all right with me. So the 3D look is okay that they changed, you know. And I like that these people that do these SHMUPS, they know about these SHMUPS. You know, they want to try to change the look of their game just to see what they look like in 3D and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't mind that at all. So, you know, you can still go back to the old school one. So, like I said, I don't have a problem with this one. I like this game. But that's the Thunder Force series right there. Now, back to these other Genesis games I got here. This is Elemental Master. Elemental Master is like another magician type, like a Twinkle Tail. I don't think I beat this. I can't remember, to be honest with you, because it's been so long. But still, it's another renovation game, which is very good. Like I say, the renovation really put out some good games, man. And I liked it. So, you know, so that was in the collection. Philios is one of those mythological flying on a dragon type of game. You know, this one, I don't recall if I beat it or not, to be honest with you, I don't remember, but I thought it was an alright game. You know, I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was alright. Forgotten World. Forgotten World, it's alright. You know what I mean? This is a Capcom game, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is a Capcom game, if I'm not mistaken, but it's alright. I didn't think it was all that outstanding, but you know, it's alright. But now, for the ones that I do think are top tier. Musha, absolutely. I think this is top tier. And for obvious reasons now, you know, because a lot of people I think wasn't hip to it or back in the day. And the surprising thing about it, I know I bought this back in the day when I was out on my SHMUP or shooter searches. And I probably came across it. And I know for me, my thing was, I wouldn't pay no one about $20 for no game, especially if I didn't know what it was. And so I saw this, picked it up, didn't remember where I got it from or how much I paid for it, and was surprised to see how much this, how valuable this is now. But I know, knowing me, I didn't pay no more than about $20 when I bought this back in the day. So, but I'm glad to have it in the collection, considering how much it is now. I mean, I got a repo card of it somewhere too. I didn't show it, I think, because I got the original card, and I figured I'd show the original card. So, Grindstormer. Now, Grindstormer. Oh, and Musha, I didn't beat. Didn't beat Musha. Didn't beat Musha yet. I don't think. I'm pretty sure I did. I didn't beat Musha yet. But what else we got here? Grindstormer. Grindstormer, I didn't beat yet either. And I think this was kind of like later on I picked this one up because, and this is a Tenjin game. And the reason why I picked it up because I really wasn't even hip to it till later on. I'm like, where did this SHMUP come from? I didn't know anything about that. So, you know, once I found it, you know, I said this one, it's pretty nice. I think it looks a little bit washed out. I think that's the criticism of the game, but the gameplay seems pretty good, you know, so it's all right. Next one we have here is good old Truxton. So good old Truxton. Everybody loves Truxton. Classic for the Genesis here. You know, I know some of the people out on the internet, you know, talk about Truxton a lot. They like Truxton. And this one is complete. It's a very clean copy I got from a toy dealer that gave me a good price on this. You know, and I was glad I bought it. And I'm glad to have it in the collection, you know. And I played this. I like it. I haven't beaten it. And also, I played the main version of Truxton 2. And the main version of Truxton 2 is actually really good, too. So if you like Truxton, play Truxton 2. That's a really good one. So now, this is all my Genesis games right here. And I know this probably took up a lot of time right here. So I think I'm going to maybe stop because that was so many games for the Genesis right there. And then I think what I'll do is start out part 2 with Super Nintendo. So yeah, I'll hold it right there because like I said, I don't want to make these videos too long, and I do want to talk about them. So I think I'm gonna do a series since I got them all out here. So you know, so this is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, which I'll get into the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom collection, and then we'll go from there. So again, thanks for watching. I always appreciate my subscribers checking me out, and stay tuned for part 2.